Let's see if the audio is working now. Let's double check before I dive into the full content of this. Let's see. Yep, the audio is working. All right, we caught it. We fixed it. We are live. Okay, welcome to today's morning power-up call. Different time, different location, different game. But it's the same call, the same energy, the same purpose. We're all gathered here together. I'm going to dive right into the housekeeping side of things because we've got a lot to talk about. We've got the results from the last month's competition, and we've got a new month coming up and a new competition, which is going to be a little different than the last few. And it might be a little more difficult to track, but I think it's going to produce some pretty interesting results across the different legions. So we'll dive into that, and then I've got a little sort of content, little message at the end that I'll dive into. But the main focus of today's call is going to be the results from last month's competition, and then talk about the new month's competition and why I've picked this kind of unorthodox challenge for the month of November. So let's take a look. So I'm just going to give the order of the legions. I'm not going to give the number of wins. You guys can go back and do the counts if you want. But I kind of like the ambiguity, and I think it'll help you. Decide to push harder if you don't know the exact number. So, number one, the winner of the last month's competition was the Eagle Legion. Number one. Number two were the Tigers. You guys came in second again. And then the Wolf Legion, and then the Gorilla Legion. So the first were last, and the last were first. We got that whole experience going on. But you guys all did a really good job on this last month's competition. But some of the legions pulled together. Some of them used the experience from the previous competition to pull together better this time. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this next one, because it is going to require a lot of not only individual work, right, as an individual inside of your legion to be successful inside of this campus, but you also are going to have to work together with the other students inside of your campus to make this one happen. So that was we had a good competition this month. But if you were in the winning legion, if you were with the Eagles, congratulations, you guys did a fantastic job. I will be posting inside of your legion within the next 24 hours, letting you know the exact reward that you guys have earned. It's going to be a unique one, and it may in fact give you a leg up on the competition. However, as this last competition has shown, that's not always necessarily the case. I gave the Gorilla Legion a 10-hour it wasn't a 10-hour, it was like a 4 or 5 hour live Q&A session where I just broke down copy and talked to them for an entire day, which was awesome, and it helped a lot of the individuals in there. However, they didn't win this competition. So while this will help the Eagle Legion, if you're in the Tigers and you're dying because you made it second place again, or if you're in the Wolf or the Gorilla Legion, know that this competition is still very winnable, even if you don't get this, let's say, special reward that I'll be providing for the Eagles for their hard work in winning this last month's competition. So I just want to check the live chat because I think it's probably, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about this next month's competition. So no matter where you were in this previous month, in the month of October, you have an experience that will propel you towards winning. If you won, you should be even more committed to maintaining dominance this next month. If you lost or you were close to winning, if you were anyone besides the Eagles, you should be extremely hungry for the win. If you're in the Gorilla Legion, you should be extremely hungry to get back on top again. You need to really look in the mirror. And now, whenever it's a team competition, individuals, sometimes one of the first things that your mind does is it does this mental gymnastics thing where it tries to avoid the responsibility of that loss, and it tries to throw the responsibility of winning or losing onto your other teammates. You say, well, I worked really hard. Why did my other team pull together? And that's not really a productive way to think as an individual, because it limits your power, right? And I only choose to believe things that strengthen my power. If you instead look at the situation and take ownership for your entire team's loss and say, my team lost because I didn't step up, I didn't innovate more, I didn't lead from the ranks as I should have and gathered my guys around me and helped push forward and done everything I possibly could to make my legion better than this other legion this month, that gives you more options and it gives you more control over your future. So instead of, rationalizing away and mentally gymnastics, avoiding confronting the effect of the loss that you guys just experienced this last month, you need to instead dive into it. You need to lean into it, because if you lean into it and take more personal responsibility, it's going to give you greater power moving forward to actually win and to affect the outcome. So if you didn't win, if you were one of the 3 legions that didn't make it to first place, because there's going to be 3 legions that don't make it to first place every time in one of these competitions. If that was you, I would take a good long look in the mirror today at the end of this call and ask yourself why you didn't step up more than you did, what you could have done to improve the experience for the rest of your teammates. And I want you to use those lessons moving forward to make this next month's challenge a different experience for you. You can use loss to propel you to wins almost as powerfully as you can use winning to propel you towards wins. It's all in how you choose to use it, right? People out there, average people on the street, they're conditioned to avoid these hard conversations with themselves because it's difficult. So that's why I stay where they are. That's why I stay on the bottom. If you want to rise to the top, you need to learn to have these difficult conversations with yourself and confront the realities of your situation so that you can create the outcomes that you want, which in this case is to win the competition, because the competition is designed to help you take actions that will improve your income in new and exciting ways, right? So this is designed to rise you up to that higher level and use the power of competition to help make it more appealing and more, let's say, magic as you go through it. That term magic is interesting, and I'm going to talk about this later. But anyway, so let's dive into what the next month's competition is going to be. So for the month of November, this is going to be an interesting one, and I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to track this one, but I think this particular competition is going to maybe produce the best results for you as individuals. This will probably be better than anything you've done before as far as the competition and the benefit it will have directly on your income. Now, there's a lot of different. Okay, I'm just gonna lay it out. The competition for this month is for each of you as legions to innovate and create new outreach methods that have a higher email to booked call ratio, right? So what I mean by this is, instead of following the old templates or the common templates that are inside of the program, I want to encourage you to innovate and create new outreach methods. So new angles that you can reach out with, new ways of structuring your messages, perhaps doing social media stuff, doing different channels, perhaps. There's not a limit to this. This is a creativity challenge more than a crazy hard work, metal to the pedal type of, or pedal to the metal type of challenge, right? The goal here is for you to innovate and discover and create, to move out and try a bunch of different disparate approaches, ways to reach out to potential clients and find one that has a higher success rate, right? So whatever legion can discover a new outreach method that has the highest email to booked call ratio. So you send out a certain amount of emails and you get a certain number of booked calls as a result of it, over, let's say, at a minimum 40 sends, right? So you have to send it to at least 40 people for this to happen. You can't send it like 3 and all 3 book the call and you're like, I got 100%. You need to send it to at least 40 people, 40 different prospects. Whoever can create the greatest email to booked call ratio outreach method, new method, right? Test out a new method over this next month will win the challenge, right? And so this is going to force you to, as legions, sit down and think of new ideas. It's to brainstorm, to come up with divergent thinking, new paths, and test out a whole bunch of new ideas across a bunch of niches, a bunch of different channels, across a bunch of different copywriters to find perhaps new angles, new ways to reach out, right? What this is going to do is going to force you to think outside of the box, right? As a lot of you guys, when you're first starting and you go through the boot camp, you have to learn to think inside the box for some time. But then once you reach the legion level, there is a significant benefit for you to start thinking outside the box. And this challenge is going to help you guys start doing that. So again, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to track this. We're definitely going to need screenshots of the email campaigns you've sent out. We're going to need screenshots of the results you've gotten, the booked calls, that sort of stuff. I'm going to be setting up a channel to track all of that. This will be probably the trickiest one to track. And this is going to be interesting because it is an interesting balance between individual effort and legion effort, right? As individuals, you can come up with different ideas, but it's going to be significantly more powerful if you can sit together with your entire legion and come up with divergent ideas, right? This is going to force you to manage your time correctly, right? Because you've got only a few, you don't even have the full month, right? We're like 2 days into November, right? You've got an entire month. And for it to be to count as a win, you have to send it out to at least 40 people. So you're gonna have to front load a lot of the innovation the first couple of weeks. So then on the back end, you can actually run your experiments and stuff. So that's going to be the challenge. Which legion can be the one who discovers the winning outreach method that has the highest email to booked call ratio? Over 40 emails at least, right? From one person, 40 emails. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to show you guys, obviously there's going to be one that's the winner, right? You probably have one that gets like 85, 90% booking rate over 40 emails, which would be crazy, right? It's going to be a lot of fun to see whoever can come up with that. However, there's going to be a lot of other ones that are discovered along the way that individuals can keep using. They're going to have insanely high booked ratios, right? And what this is going to do is it's going to give you guys an edge up when you are going out to book calls. It makes your prospecting more efficient, all this type of stuff. But it only comes when you're able to think outside the box and try new things, right? This is the Easter egg story I tell all the time, right? When I was a kid, going out to do the Easter egg hunt with my cousins, my bigger cousins, and they would run somewhere and I would chase them, and they'd run somewhere else. I'd chase them. And every time I got to where they were, there were no more eggs left because they were already there. It was only until my dad helped me see, okay, you need to go out and find your own places and test it. That's when I was able to start getting Easter eggs as a kid, right? You guys have heard that story if you've been in this campus for any length of time. This is an opportunity for all of you to live that story for yourself. It's an opportunity for all of you to start thinking outside the box as a legion, to look out together and see new opportunities, new angles, and test out variations as a legion. And as you do so, you'll experience the benefit of outside the box thinking, which is you're going to get outsized returns on your time investment. So that's the challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. This is going to be a very interesting challenge because it's different than anything we've done before. And for that reason, I'm excited. I think every legion has advantages and disadvantages in this one, based on what I've seen of inside the culture and the legion commanders and the particular people inside of each legion. Everyone's got advantages. Everyone has disadvantages. It's going to be who is able to work together to think outside the box, which is going to be a fun challenge. So I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this morning power up call with a simple idea. And that is the idea of, and I teased it inside the announcements channel of bringing magic to your day. Now, magic is an interesting word. When you read it, there's a lot of connotation to it. You might think weird, arcane person. You might think cheesy Disney stuff, right? There's a lot of different ways to think about it. For me, when I think of that phrase, bringing magic to the day, it's sort of this idea of sparking something new and interesting out of nothing, right? It's the act of creation. It's the act of deliberate enhancement, right? So every day you wake up, and most people kind of go through the regular routine. They just wake up, kind of go do their thing that they've been doing for the last few days. If instead you woke up and said to yourself, what if today was the day that I made a massive breakthrough, that I completely took it to the next level? What would that day look like? And then bringing that level of intensity to your day. That's a powerful process you can put yourself through, if not every day, then fairly regularly. I think the magic days, those days where you make massive breakthroughs, where you level up, where you improve who you are as a person, I think it's more deliberate than you think it is. I think it's something that you can tap into. We all sort of have those days naturally on a certain rhythm, maybe once every month, every week or something like that. However, I think you can sort of choose to make you can choose at least to make this day one of those days. Now, if you've sat through this call and you've listened to the new announcement for the new challenge, this is an opportunity for you to do that. It's an opportunity for you to sit down and say, what if today was the day I started thinking outside the box? What if today was the day that I innovated and tried something completely new? What if today was the day I woke up and looked at the situation with new eyes? By choosing that, by setting that sort of intention or goal for your day, you can actually make it happen. That's what I mean when I say bringing magic to the day. So I hope you're able to do that. I hope you're able to look at this new challenge for the month. And I hope you're able to, no matter where you are inside the program, look at your day today and say, what if today was the day I really just went for it? What if today was the day I brought it 100%? What if today was the day I rose to another level? What would it look like, or what would I need to do? And then you go out and do those things. You can make your day magnificent all by choosing to at the very beginning. So no matter where you are today, no matter what time it is, I encourage you to look at the rest of your time today or tomorrow and decide, what if today was that day? What would I do if today was going to be that day? And then just go out and do those things. You can choose to deliberately create that type of experience for yourself today. Well, this has been a little bit longer than normal call. We've gone over a lot of new things with the challenge. We've announced the results. We've announced the new challenge. We've talked about some ideas you can use in your day. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this information. I'm going to be in the chats helping you guys out, talking with the different legions. I'll be inside of the Eagles chat, talking with you guys about your reward in the next 24 hours. So pay attention to that. But until the, with that being said, take this information, take this new idea, run with it, use it today. Tomorrow we will be speaking again, kind of around our normal time. And I'll be sharing some new ideas to help you guys start thinking more creatively and think outside of the box, how to reverse engineer outcomes, that kind of stuff. It's going to be a good call tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Until then, take this information, take this energy, use it to go out and make some new choices in your life, make some new money, and to experience a heightened level of financial and personal power. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow.